Hi, I want to welcome you to episode 22 of the Healing Hut. Thanks so much for coming along. On this episode, what I hope to accomplish, it's going to be some milestones, is that I will have heat on inside the cottage and maybe have a toilet installed. These are big deals because in 5 days is Christmas and we're going to have 10 people at our house for a week, and being able to use the cottage for that would be wonderful. So that's been the time pressure put on myself. But I'm way behind schedule because I wanted to have this done before December, and it's been one thing after another, as usual. It seems like I'm always saying this, but I had a shoulder injury that's still giving me trouble. But I've been quite sick for about 3 weeks. It's part of the story of multiple myeloma. It's a cancer of the immune system, so you tend to get infections very easily. And I've had bronchitis for 3 weeks. And, that's not a horrible disease to have. It just doesn't get better. But the thing is, at night I cough the whole night long, like coughing every minute to 2 minutes. And one night I had 0 sleep. And then the following subsequent nights I had 2 to 3 hours sleep. So it's been a hard thing to get out here and work when you feel so tired. So what I'm going to be doing in detail is I'm going to be buttoning up the cottage. That's what I'm working on now. Some flashings, not flashings, but weather stripping around these doors. These doors are 200 years old. They're from France. I've told you about them before. Most people would not have used them because they're warped, they're beat up. But I wanted to use them so badly that I'm going to make them work. And I'll bring you inside with me for a minute and show you my son has finished putting in my 2 double doors. These doors are from France, but these are French doors, American French doors. I got them, they were headed to the dump, and I got them and used them, which made it a challenge for my son because the doors had some defects in them that he had to work around. These are now pretty much airtight. When the wind blows hard from the east, the direction the doors are facing, they still leak a little bit, and we're working on that. So the other thing I'll be doing is getting the heat pump going. I've done a lot of the work on it, but I got to get it, not the plumbing, but the gas lines hooked up. Now I was able to purchase the heat pump for $3,000 and put it in myself. And it's not that complicated putting in. It's a little bit scary because there's warnings that if you don't thread the tubing right, if you bend the tubing too much, things like that, it will void the warranty, and then it's a mess. I'm going to videotape this because this is part of my cottage building, but as I was finishing up, I got to notice that I have a lab value back. Once a month, we check for my multiple myeloma. It's been in remission for 2.5 years. And just in a second, it's a ritual. And if you've ever had cancer or any other chronic illness, you understand this ritual. It can be scary at first, but you finally get used to it because I'm getting ready to click on a button that will tell me if life is going to go on as normal as it is now, pretty normal, or in the next few months I'm going to go through hell and maybe not survive. I have a lot of things in a balance. Right here it goes. I'm getting ready to click. Well, this is good news. The immune system is bad. I'm going to have to go in hospital for IVs, but here's the good news. There's a thing in multiple myeloma world called the M spike. It's a very sensitive marker for multiple myeloma. Mine had been gone for 2 years, and it came back 2 months ago. That was the good news. Today, it's absent. So that's very good news. So you enjoy getting good news like that. Here we go. Oh, my tube barely makes it through the wall. And I'll just have to cut off a tiny little piece of this. Yep. Okay. Marked. Now, a little mountain and lake. I have this thing about mountains I think I've mentioned before. That's what brought me out to Washington State. Had a wonderful job at Mayo Clinic in southern Minnesota. But man, it was hard for me to live in a flat place where there was no mountains, where my wife was used to that because she's from that area. Okay, so I got some super duper silicon caulk. Hope it's not jammed up. I'm gonna caulk this baby really, really good. Somebody asked me once, why do I work when I'm sick? If I didn't work when I was sick, I would never work. And working on this cottage, I think, has been very good for me. That it forces me to get out when I don't feel like it. Okay, that's a lot of caulk. Well, my heat pump is hooked up. I would have filmed it, but my camera was dead. Battery's dead. I would say there's plenty of YouTube videos of how to do this, but what I ran into a couple things was that getting these pipes to line up so you don't cross thread it was like wrestling an alligator. It was really hard. And also trying to get down here with a wrench. If you had more choices of wrenches, it'd probably work. I've already turned on my gas. I've checked the lines for leaks, and there's no leaks. So that's good. Excuse me. Another thing, inside this box, I found a bunch of things that I didn't know. I looked everywhere. One was a tool, how to turn the gas on. I went and bought one. And then also the rubber pads that go under here. Now, I made some rubber pads. You can hardly see them, and I may have to end up putting this on there. But I looked everywhere for those, and they were inside this box. So if you ever buy a Mr. Cool, they hide things in this box, and they don't tell you. I looked all through the manual, trying to see where those things were, and I know where did I find it described. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up outside and go inside and do some work. But that was my big project. Now, it's not turned on. All I have to do, I'm gonna go ahead and put my disconnect together. So when I do turn it on, ooh, it's dirty. For 5 or 6 days, my chickens are happy because they've been soaked in rain. My goats don't like to come outside. I'm gonna see if I can get them to come outside. My chickens, they're singing hallelujah. It's not raining. Let's see if we can get these goats to get outside. Goats hate rain. I don't understand how mountain goats deal with it, you know, in their natural habitat. Hey, Archie, you guys come on out. Enjoy the weather. It's not raining. Come on out here. I'm gonna have to go in here and sit to get them to come out. I feel sorry for them. They can sit inside that little barn for days on end when it's raining. Let me see if I just sit here. They like to play, so I'm gonna just sit here and see if I can entice them to come out. Usually it works. Come on, Clarence. Promise me. I promise you it's not raining. There you go. Come on, Clarence. See, it's not raining. It's not raining. He's always the most confident one. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Your family not coming? Oh, it's slippery, isn't it? Come here. You're a good boy. Do you know you're a good boy? You want a kiss? Okay, you like to kiss? Ah, here comes your brother and your mom. Yeah. Here you go. Clarence, I wish I could take you up in the mountains and turn you loose to live in the wild, but you wouldn't last a day. Feeling a dark cloud over me. It's because I turned on my heat pump and it wouldn't turn on. It actually looked like it had blown a circuit breaker. I hate problems that make no sense to me, and that made no sense to me. But I had an epiphany in the middle of the night, 2 nights ago, that I think I may know what the problem is. And it's not really the circuit breaker that's breaking, but a ground fault indicator that's breaking, that closed the circuit. And I think I might know why, and it's a very easy fix. If I have his fear, because if it doesn't work, my easy fix, then it's going to be, I hate to use the word nightmare, but it's going to be a very confusing journey of trying to figure out what in the world is wrong. I'm going to work on the toilet first, and it should be more straightforward, I hope. There shouldn't be a complication, although I'm so happy right now. My heat pump is running. My heat pump is running. The epiphany I had in the middle of the night that it wouldn't turn on was that it was clicking a ground fault, and that was right. I had to move one wire, and it fixed the problem. And now we got wonderful heat coming out of this thing. It's working. It's working. It's working. And I feel so good right now. Well, for more than 300,000 years, Homo sapiens have been traveling this earth looking for a place for shelter to keep the rain off. For about 250,000 of those years, it was in caves. And heat. I now have heat. I have heat and I have roof over my head. And now the third thing, there's 4 things, but the third thing is a place to poop. And you'll get to witness my first flush. I don't see any disasters. And the 4th thing is things to eat. And I know Denise is working on Christmas Eve dinner right now. Hey, Merry Christmas to everyone. I hope it's a wonderful Christmas this year for you. Thanks for coming along and help me through this process.